the timeline for the biblical flood, the 600th year of Noah, and the early portion of the 601st year. Genesis chapters 7 and 8 document the biblical flood. These chapters mention the following time periods and key dates. While many Jews and Christians have read the account, few have realized how difficult it is to assemble the provided dates and time periods into a neat solution. The reason for this is that there is a high degree of complexity present, and as a result, translators and interpreters have been unable to discern the correct presentation. We will start off with the simplest arrangement. The two 150-day durations. The Great Deluge begins on the 17th day of the second month of the 600th year. 150 days of rising waters pass. On the 17th day of the 7th month, the next period of 150 days of receding waters begins. The final day of the combined 300 days is the day before the 17th day of the 12th month. Starting on the 17th day of the 12th month, there remains 14 days for the ground to fully dry. Come the first day of the first month of the 601st year, the flood has fully passed, and Noah removes the covering of the ark. What is immediately apparent is that months are clearly of 30 days duration. The notion of months being based on a lunar cycle is completely absent. A basic timeline arrangement for the 600th year shows: before the deluge, 46 days; the rising waters, 150 days; the receding waters, 150 days; drying of the ground, 14 days. A total of 360 days for the 600th year. Now we will document the timeline from the point of view of the 40 days and the sending out of the birds. We will start the timeline with the same start date, the day of the deluge, the 17th day of the second month. With this chart, we are finishing with the various times that Noah sends out the birds. From the biblical narrative, it is apparent that Noah consistently waits 7 days. There is a repeated emphasis on a seventh day. Next, we will consider the 4 references to 40 days. 2 of these periods are strongly connected to the flood itself. They are: 1. The flood was on the earth 40 days, and 2. At the end of 40 days, Noah opened the window of the ark. The Genesis 7 verse 17 and 8 verse 6 references. Now we come to a commonly unrealized critical point. These 2 40-day verses are referring to the passing of 40 periods of 7 days. The 40 is a count of each passing 7th day, a total of 280 days. So this takes us from the 17th day of the second month to the 26th day of the 11th month. Thereafter, on the following 7th days, birds are sent out. This adds a further 21 days and takes us to the 301st day, when the dove returns with the olive leaf. This occurs on the 17th day of the 12th month, this being the first day of the 14 days of drying. Thereafter, the dove is sent out again on the 24th, but does not return. The following 7th day is the first day of the 601st year, when Noah removes the covering of the ark. Now we have seen 2 flood arrangements which confirm the same overall flood timeline. Nevertheless, we still need to look at the period before the deluge began. There remains 2 references to 40 days. Both of these mention 40 days and 40 nights. They also only mention rain. In Genesis 7 verse 4, Noah is told that after 7 days God will send 40 days and nights of rain. The inference is that God spoke to Noah on the first day of the year of the flood, so that on the 8th day, this 40 days of rain began. The last of these 40 days was the 47th day of the year, that is the 17th day of the second month. On that very same day, Noah and his family entered the ark, verse 13. So, why would there also be a period of 40 days prior to the deluge? It seems the answer is that the number 40 is sometimes connected with the provision of an opportunity for repentance. There is also another 7-day verse, Genesis 7 verse 10, where we are told that the waters of the deluge would be upon the earth after the passing of just 7 days. This verse refers to the passing of 7 seventh days. The final 7th day was the 16th of the second month, the day before the deluge. At this point, many of the dates and specified periods have been resolved. However, there still remains 2 difficult dates which need resolution: the 27th day of the second month of the 601st year, and the earlier, first day of the 10th month. The presence of translation error has been the primary reason for why the understanding of these dates has proved difficult. The 27th day of the second month of 601. The 27th day of the second month has nothing to do with the ground being dry. The primary meaning of the Hebrew word involved is to be ashamed. The shame involves the failure to provide a New Year's grain offering on this specific day. Normally, such a grain offering would be required in the first month, but God's calendar allowed for a delay of 1 month if the crop was not ready. Clearly, even this was not going to be enough of a delay following the flood. This 27th day was also a 7th day. This 27th day was actually the first 7th day, which followed what normally would have been the delayed start of harvest timing for the 601 year. The first day of the 10th month. We now left with explaining the final date. To be fair, it presents an error which would have been difficult to identify. The first day comment is correct. However, the 10th month is incorrect. The verse is actually talking about the additional month, which has to be added in some years to ensure continued harmony with the seasons. Given that only the consonants are shown in the Hebrew text, translators can at times assume the wrong vowels. The meaning is the accumulated month. A month the need for which accumulates with the passing of each normal 360-day year. Keep in mind that an actual year is comprised of about 365.24 days. Therefore, an added month is going to be necessary about every 6 years. In the flood timeline, such an accumulated month had to be added because the harvest was simply not ready. Hence, the first month of the 601st year was such a month. So in summary, we are merely being told that Noah saw the tops of the mountains on the first day of the first month of the 601st year, the day he removed the covering of the ark. I trust these explanations have been helpful. For a fuller discussion, refer BibleInsight.com/flood.html.